Time to break down the Cougars' win over Portland State and Jeremiah. BYU is a 33-point favorite, but the dominance that we expected did not happen.
Yeah, should we be concerned, or were the Cougars holding back a little bit against Portland State on Saturday with LSU coming up? Here's a look back at BYU's season-opening win.
Play action. Tanner sets in the pocket, shuffles to his left, pulls it down, tosses it up. It is caught inside the 30-yard line. With trips to the right, Tanner looks and throws there. Catch made by Pau'u. Pau'u makes a man miss, stays on his feet into the end zone. Touchdown for Neil Pau'u. Shotgun and split. Snap. Eason hands off to the back, who's dropped in the backfield. Zaquan Summers is tackled for loss by Sione Takitaki. Mangum from the 34-yard line. Play action. Deep drop. Puts it up there. Going for the end zone. Shumway is there, and he makes the catch at the 1-yard line. Double tight, double wide. Snap Tanner, handoff Squally, and Squally is into the end zone for the touchdown. The Cougars take a 13-0 lead.
Still got to clean up a lot of stuff, but it is what it is. We're going to hit the boards and get ready for LSU.
On the 4-yard line, claps his hands, receives the ball, pulls it away from Summers, and on the slant to Darnell Adams, touchdown. Portland State, as Adams goes down and in for 6. Offset eye, Al-Bakri and Hall. It's actually Fonua, and Fonua busts it down the far sideline. Kavika Fonua as a flag flies inside the 20, but a flag flew as the play was underway.
I think the penalties were drive killers for us, you know, and, whether it's holding or the chop blocks. I mean, it's just simple mistakes that we're making, and you can't blame anybody but ourselves.
Single wide right is Trinneman, toss left Squally. Squally into the second area, and it could be gone. 30, 20, caught up there. He'll be at the 14-yard line. Handoff Kavika. Kavika stays on his feet, sidesteps tacklers, and into the end zone for the touchdown. Don't see a signal.
Penalty flag.
No disrespect to Portland State, but we did not do well enough, in my mind, to feel comfortable as a coach, as a head coach right now.
BYU's miscues today have just been more punitive than normal. Rhett Almond on for a field goal of 27 yards. It is up and through for 3. Zaquan Summers, the trail back. Eason in pistol. Interception. Zane Anderson through the hands of the receiver into the hands of the defender, and Zane Anderson.
I mean, in the locker room, I had to remind them that we won. You know, the guys obviously weren't happy with the performance, but that's just what I expect from those guys. But I also want them to respect the game and know that wins are hard to come by, and we'll build on this. It's easier to build off of a win in this sense than if we lost.
Snap is back. Fuller gets it down. Almond gets it up and puts it through for 3.
You know, we'll clean it up. You know, it's, you know, you got to be able to enjoy the win and be happy with the victory. Anytime you can get a win is a good thing. So we'll watch the film and clean it up and work on it this next week.
If we would have played our best and the same result would have happened, then I would have been grateful for the win, but then I would be a little nervous about how good we are.
All right, former Ute Christian Cox, former Cougar David Nixon back to break this thing down for us.
Yeah, guys, let's begin with the first touchdown and a young receiver that fans really need to be excited about.
Yeah, when you got a guy like Neil Pau'u who came off of a mission, who gets right into it, who gets you a huge touchdown in a very difficult scenario where BYU hadn't scored the entire first quarter, those are the type of safety blankets that BYU receiving corps will need. But as we kick over, let's hop over to Takitaki quick.
Man, Takitaki, this is a guy who sat out all of last year, comes in and right away makes a huge impact. Second leading tackler on the team with 7 tackles, 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. I mean, this guy was in the backfield all night, and this is one of the bright spots of the game. We talk about kind of the game being a tough one emotionally for everybody, kind of a downer. Takitaki was a bright spot yesterday afternoon.
But you need 11 of those kind of guys playing in the game, right? Takitaki, having been stepped out for a full year, he shows his game, how he's switched over.
Guys, let's go back to that first touchdown that you were talking about with Pau'u.
Yeah, so when you have Neil, you know, you're looking at what? It's 3rd and 10. You're driving to score. You hadn't put on any points in the first quarter. Tanner Mangum delivers just a quick little strike, but it's the play after the catch that really jumps off the page.
Yeah, Neil's kind of one of those surprises. We knew throughout camp he was going to be able to come in and hopefully contribute. But, you know, with him to get the first touchdown, and this is one of those plays, a very safe throw, a little hitch right there in the middle of the field. And then Neil, what I love about this is his athleticism. Look, he's going to put a move on the DB right here. He's going to stem him outside, put his foot in the ground, come back underneath, and uses his athleticism to get into the end zone.
And what you see most out of players running with the ball is they'll dance. He just plants and go. He already set up the guy, and for being a true freshman right off of his mission to already have a wiggle like that, that just shows the type of progression that he has that he can offer this offense.
And the nice thing about playing Portland State to begin the year, even though it wasn't very crisp, is that Tanner Mangum got to throw to 10 different receivers. You had lots of guys that got good looks, and Tanner got to kind of feel out who are going to be my go-to guys moving forward. And Neil, what he showed right here and showcased in this first game, I can see him being an integral part of this offense moving forward.
Yeah, and kicking over to other players that really jumped off the page as we watched the game together, right? You saw a guy, Squally Canada, who's replacing a Jamal Williams, really put together a solid game, and they actually ran some plays that were similar to Jamal's sets before.
Yeah, this is one of the big question marks coming into this season. Who's going to be the main guy running back-wise? And sure enough, Squally came out, 16 carries for 98 yards. Huge game for Squally and his confidence kind of moving forward.
Yeah, and another guy, right, we talk about players similar to like the Chad Lewises of the world. Bushman coming up with a huge play at tight end, and then Talon Shumway coming up with a huge catch as well.
It was nice to see receivers going up and high-pointing the ball, going after the ball like we saw with Bushman and Shumway right there. So very refreshing to see the tight ends return and big receivers going up and getting the ball.
But we also got to take into consideration, right, this is Portland State. This is not LSU. And this team has got to do a lot of work heading into next week where that game's going to be played. I was more disappointed in this performance than the actual Conor McGregor-Mayweather fight. So
yes
we'll
or no? Did they hold back on all the offense? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.